Numerous individuals dedicate years to constructing a life without ever taking a moment to reflect on a quiet yet significant question. Whose life am I truly living? Not in a theatrical manner, not as an identity crisis, but rather as a straightforward observation. Contemporary life presents an abundance of templates dictating how one should think, work, achieve, consume, and even rest. These templates are not inherently detrimental. Many prove to be beneficial. Many offer structure and direction. However, there exists a subtle tension concealed within them. The more distinctly a path is outlined by others, the simpler it becomes to traverse without recognizing whether it genuinely belongs to you. An individual can navigate through life efficiently while remaining oddly detached from it. Milestones may be reached, expectations may be met. Yet, beneath the surface, a question lingers unresolved. Does this life feel genuinely inhabited from within? Or is it merely occupied from the outside? This inquiry is becoming increasingly crucial because true ownership of one's life is not solely defined by legal rights or external freedoms. It is also shaped by the quality of one's relationship with the choices, values, and experiences that influence daily existence. The more profound issue is not that individuals make poor choices. The more profound issue is that modern life frequently promotes inherited decisions. Many assumptions come pre-packaged. What is significant? What warrants attention? What is deemed success? What type of future should be chased? Most of these assumptions are gradually absorbed through culture, institutions, media, and societal expectations. This process is typical. Human beings acquire knowledge through imitation. The challenge emerges when imitation silently supplants examination. When an individual becomes adept at fulfilling expectations, but less acquainted with their own internal compass. This results in a specific kind of fatigue. Not physical weariness, not even emotional turmoil, something more nuanced. The fatigue of living in constant reference to external frameworks. The mind becomes preoccupied with adhering to standards that may not have been consciously selected. Due to the widespread acceptance of these standards, their impact often goes unnoticed. An individual might believe that feelings of dissatisfaction indicate a need for greater achievement, increased recognition, or enhanced certainty. However, the source of discomfort can sometimes lie elsewhere. It can stem from an expanding gap between lived experiences and personal truths. In certain respects, the modern world provides remarkable freedom. Individuals can access information, opportunities, and possibilities that earlier generations could hardly envision. Nevertheless, having numerous options does not equate to having a clear sense of direction. The availability of many paths does not inherently disclose which path resonates as genuinely one's own. In the absence of that internal compass, an abundance of choices can lead to confusion. The inquiry shifts from what is possible. It becomes significantly more complex. What truly holds significance? Perhaps a life that authentically belongs to you starts with a revised perspective on ownership. Ownership is frequently linked to possession. However, existential ownership pertains to participation. It reflects the extent to which your life embodies conscious engagement rather than passive inheritance. This concept is founded on 3 subtle dimensions. The first dimension is authorship. Being the author of one's life does not imply controlling every outcome. Life will invariably encompass uncertainty, limitations, and factors beyond personal control. Authorship signifies something more straightforward. It involves sustaining an active relationship with the trajectory of one's life. The author does not dictate every circumstance. Yet, the author engages in interpretation, in making choices, in deriving meaning. A life begins to feel genuinely yours when you transcend being a mere passive recipient of inherited beliefs. when choices arise not solely from expectations but from thoughtful consideration. The second dimension is alignment. Various forms of discomfort do not stem from the challenges themselves, but from a lack of alignment. The external framework of life progresses in a singular direction, whereas deeper values advance in a different one. Alignment is achieved when actions, commitments, and priorities gradually align with what truly matters. This alignment fosters a specific type of psychological stability. Not certainty, not perfection, but integrity. The sensation that one's energies are directed towards something internally recognizable. A life that is authentically yours is not necessarily simpler. It merely feels less fragmented. The third dimension is presence. To own one's life, one must be present within it. Many individuals spend years preparing for life, while only partially engaging with the life that is already unfolding around them. Attention becomes focused on future arrivals, future achievements, future conditions, future permission to finally feel at ease. However, existence only takes place in the present. A life that is truly yours necessitates active participation in lived experiences rather than endless anticipation of a future iteration of it. Presence converts existence from a project into a reality, from something that is perpetually postponed into something that is consciously experienced. Together, authorship, alignment, and presence cultivate a new understanding of fulfillment. Fulfillment is not merely about achieving desired outcomes. It is about feeling a genuine sense of participation in one's own existence. The sensation that life is not just occurring around you, but through you. Not as a performance, not as an obligation, but as an expression of a profoundly personal relationship with being alive. This viewpoint alters the essence of success. Success becomes less about comparison and more about congruence, less about visibility and more about inhabitation. The inquiry gradually shifts from how impressive does my life appear, to how deeply does my life resonate as my own. This is where the concept begins to take on a form of opulence. Not material opulence, existential opulence. The profound richness of living a life that feels authentically yours. In many respects, this may represent one of the rarest forms of luxury available. This is due to the fact that modern systems excel in fostering aspiration. However, they are less adept at nurturing an inner sense of direction. Attention is perpetually directed outward, towards comparison, towards achievement, towards external validation. Nevertheless, the experience of true ownership arises from a different source. It develops from within, through introspection, through discernment, through the gradual clarification of what truly matters. There exists a luxury in no longer requiring every decision to be validated by external approval. A luxury in acknowledging that not every significant choice will appear impressive from an external viewpoint. A luxury in permitting personal values to govern life more strongly than societal expectations. This type of wealth cannot be bought. It cannot be showcased. It frequently remains unseen. Yet it significantly changes the quality of existence. The mind becomes more tranquil. Comparison loses some of its power. Life feels less like a performance and more like a genuine experience. And perhaps that is the reason it feels luxurious. Because authenticity, alignment, and presence have become increasingly rare in environments structured around distraction and external metrics. Over time, a simple realization begins to surface. A life that is truly yours is not formed by a single choice. It is molded through countless moments of focus. Moments of recognizing what feels authentic, what feels borrowed, what feels aligned, what feels distant. The process is seldom dramatic. Often it is subtle, almost imperceptible. Yet these small acts of acknowledgement gradually transform the experience of living. Perhaps this encapsulates the deeper essence of freedom. Not the absence of influence, not boundless choice, but the capacity to stay connected to oneself while navigating a world filled with competing paths. And perhaps this is the concealed opulence of existence itself, to reach the conclusion of a day, a season, or a lifetime with the serene understanding that the life you lived was not simply accessible to you. It was truly yours.